Hey, what's up everybody? Hope you are doing great today. This is Hassan from Bixband. Welcome to the third part of our tutorial. Please, if you are enjoying this, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's continue. Okay guys, now we want to add some shadow to the hat here. Okay, how we can do this? First of all, choose the hat layer from the layer panel, hold Ctrl and click this plus icon to create new layer below the hat layer in one step. The unprofessional technique would be to create new layer and move it behind the hat layer. Okay, now let's zoom in a bit. B for brush tool, make the brush smaller. Well, I already told you how to do so. Okay, now let's right click, adjust some brush setting. The hardness will be 0%. Okay, of the color of the brush will be closer to this. How we can choose this color? By holding Alt to make the eyedropper tool active. Click. Okay, let's make the color a little bit darker and a little bit desaturated. Hit OK. Let's make the brush smaller. I think opacity 5% is good, and let's start adding some shadows here to the hat. Yes, maybe let's increase the brush here to add some contact shadow to the hat. Yes, and fade it out a bit with increasing space here. Let's see how it looks. Ctrl+0 to view. I think this is good. Now we want to remove the extra parts here. The easy way would be to go to the eraser tool by hitting E on your keyboard, right click, make the hardness 100%. Okay, the opacity 100%. Make the brush smaller and erase. Okay, from this side and this side as well. Okay, I think it is good and we are going in the right direction. Yes. Now this technique is a little bit complex. We are going to add some drop shadow to the main subject here, but it will only be visible in the white area here. Okay, how we can do this? First of all, choose the main subject layer, double click on this empty area next to the layer. Okay, it opened the layer style panel. Let's choose the drop shadow. Okay, the color will be, choose the color from your t-shirt, make it much darker and desaturated. The size maybe 13 is a little bit big, maybe 7. Yes, the distance maybe make it 10. I think this is good. Let's hit OK. Now we want to mask the area here and only use this part in the white area. How we can do this? First of all, we need to separate this effect from this layer. How we can do this? Right click on this drop shadow and click create layer. Now it created a separate layer for the drop shadow. We want to mask it out from this area. We already have this selection. Yes, I think we already have it from one of the layer we already worked on. Okay, now let's choose the mask layer, hold Ctrl, click on the mask. We have the selection active here, as you can see. Now get back to the drop shadow layer and hit mask. Now guys, we have the mask but it is inverted. We want it the other way around. We want this area masked and we want the effect here in the white area. Choose the mask area, hit Ctrl plus I, and it is inverted. Yes, we have the shadow here, and shadow here, but we have some extra we don't need here. We have to remove it. Choose the mask, B for the brush tool, right click, make the hardness 100% and the opacity 100%, and make sure the foreground color is black, and let's start brushing. Yes, I think we are going in the right direction. Okay, now let's add some other details to the image. Now we have the Instagram logo. Let's scale it down, move it to the corner, rotate it a bit, maybe a little bit smaller. Yes, I think this is good. Let's hit enter to confirm. Let's zoom in a bit, add a drop shadow. How we can add a drop shadow? The same way we added to the main subject. Double click here on empty space next to the layer. Okay, we have the layer style open. Click on drop shadow. Yes, maybe increase the opacity a bit this time to be visible, and we can click and drag to move it. Let's hit OK, Ctrl plus 0 to view the full visual. Okay, now let's add another element. Go to File, Place Embedded. Now let's add this love icon here, rotate it a bit and scale it down. I think this position is good. Okay, and let's hit enter. Let's zoom in a bit this time, double click again to add some drop shadow. Okay, but this time we want to move the shadow in this area. Just go to the shadow, click and drag, move it however you want, position it however you like, reduce the opacity a bit, maybe increase the size to 10 and hit OK. Yes guys, I think it is a little bit still heavy. Let's double click, reduce the opacity, hit OK again. Now guys, I think we are going in the right direction and we are almost done. The last technique we are going to learn here is to add some glow effect around the main subject. How we can do this?
That's it for today, guys. See you in the next chapter.